All right, New South Wales racing analyst Mark Rhoden. How you going, mate?
Very well, thanks, Mark. How are you?
Yeah, good. We've commandeered an office, so you'll have to excuse the Patriots jersey in the background. That's not yours. We'll say that up front.
We'll deal with that later. Yeah.
Gold Eagle Day tomorrow. The Sydney Siders are taking over Cup Week.
Yeah, it's the inaugural running of the Golden Eagle. Interesting one. I mean, I thought the Everest on Guineas Day and past years worked well, and I thought it was pretty good on Caulfield Cup Day this year. This one feels a bit different because Derby Day is so big. You know, it's the real big day. Certainly the Melbourne racing calendar, and probably the Australian one too. And you know, when you split the jockeys here, it seems like a bit. It doesn't seem to be working as well, maybe. And with the exception of the Redzel Stakes, the support card's very off-season mediocre. So there's that as well. But look, it's in itself, it's a very good race. I think 11 out of 16 are rated 103 or higher, which shows there's plenty of quality there, bit of depth. So I think that the race itself is good. The politics around the programming, it's another issue, and you know, everyone's got their opinion on it.
Yeah, sure. We'll have a look at the main race because you said it's a pretty high quality affair.
Yep.
Top of the table, and definitely since the barrier drawers, Arcadia Queen, who's come crushing in, coming out of the Everest, where things probably didn't quite go to plan, but I think there were some doubts anyway at the shorter trip. What were your thoughts on that?
Yeah, she had a pretty good run on the Everest and didn't finish off. I mean, whatever else happened. I said not long after the race that, you know, they messed around with their preparation to gear them towards these two ridiculously rich races. And if you look at her figures, her best ever run was when she beat the older horses in the Kingston Town last summer over 1800.
Yep.
So I would suggest her optimal trip is 1600, 1800, maybe 2000, and they've trained her as a sprinter for the Everest. She's not a sprinter, and now they're going to try and recalibrate in the space of a few weeks to get her back to 1500. The barrier drawers certainly brought her right in the betting. Look, if you could guarantee she is going to do her best, she's probably the winner, the run she's going to get. But yeah, with this messy preparation, I think 310, 320 is about as good as you can do at the moment. It's pretty narrow.
Come out a little bit this morning.
Yeah,
the 340 around.
I think she has to. I think. I mean, if the big syndicates and the people who shape the market just want to hammer on the map factor, she might shorten. But I wouldn't. I mean, there's other chances. I would expect her to drift, but we'll find out tomorrow.
There's a fair bit of quality around it.
There sure is, yeah.
And speaking of that, next in the market at the moment is Colby, the Epsom winner.
Yep.
Thoughts on Colby?
Yeah, he's certainly. I think there's four main chances to my way of seeing it. He's certainly one of them. He's drawn to get a good run as well. Obviously, coming off the Epsom win, he's won 6 of 7 as a gelding. It's been a remarkably successful operation, that one.
Yep.
Definite chance. Just again, you know, in this 16 horse field with 4 rock solid chances and you know a few second and third chances as well. Under $5 isn't screaming out back me to me either with him. But in great form, maps well, great chance, obviously. Yeah.
The other one near the top of the market is Brutal, who won the Premier and then backed up run third in the Sydney Stakes. The support for the Everest.
Yep. I am of the view that was a tune-up run for this.
Yep.
So you know, he was short price favourite that day and disappointing at face value, but I'm sure the whole prep's been geared towards this race. The barrier has obviously put a bit of a spanner in the works.
Yep.
Map's going to be interesting. I mean, he drew a similar gate in the Doncaster and just got across to outside lead without any worries, and that was the end of that, really. He had no weight on his back that day as well.
Yep.
So issue is, I mean, the principal horse like Jonker, who is $1 trillion to 1, got absolutely no hope, but could just stuff the race for a couple of others because, I mean, he couldn't run 1500. He's not good enough for one. He couldn't run 1500 down at well, but I imagine they're going to just turn him loose and see what happens.
Yeah.
But if they decided, well, okay, we're going to give him a chance to get the trip, they hold him up. Then Sunlight's drawn 15, one inside Brutal. She's another one. Massively on trial at 1500. If they think, well, our only chance is Cross, then you might be able to drag Brutal across with her. But if there's a couple of ifs there, and if Jonker kicks up and if Mizzy kicks up from a middle gate, he could be posted, and it'll be very hard to win if he is.
Yeah.
But on ability, I mean, if he'd drawn 6 or something, I'd have him probably favourite.
Yeah. And Classic Legend's the other one you got in the market?
Yes, definitely. He's probably the most backable of my top 4 picks. I mean, he is the longest price.
That's $7.
Yeah. It's not a massive amount of value in that price either. But, I mean, I had something on him at big odds in the Everest. He wouldn't have won, but he certainly should have finished closer. He had a very checkered passage.
Yeah.
Barrier 1 at Nash here, tick there. The query is 1500. Right, if he's ever going to get it, it should, I mean, he's had didn't pan out the way they wanted to, but he's had a really soft tune-up run in the Everest for this, so he should be at his peak. He certainly wouldn't have taken any harm from that.
Yep.
And he's going to get a great run, so if Nash can get him in, off the fence and into the clear in the straight, it'll be quite handy from 1, I imagine. He should, look a chance at some stage. Whether he can see out the last 200 is the only issue. He's found the line very well over 1200 before, but it was 1400. You'd say yes, 1500 could be a bridge too far, but maybe worth the risk at the price.
Yeah, it's an interesting course at 1500 because you got these. And you mentioned Sunlight, who is at $26. You wouldn't have thought you'd be getting Sunlight at $26 in many races, but obviously just having to go for the catch.
Oh, and I think she's cooked. I mean, she's not. Again, the money just tempted them to go for an Everest slot. She's not good enough.
Yep.
She's not up to that class.
Yep.
And now, and she'd had plenty of racing before that. Now just total end of prep going to throw up to 1500 just because there's $7 million on the table. Couldn't possibly entertain her.
Yeah. Did you have anything else? Any other interest wider in the market on this?
Well, the sort of second tier chances, and the betting reflects this, the inevitable and Forsaker.
Yep.
Particularly the inevitable, who's drawn better than Forsaker. Nash is riding the inevitable, isn't he? And McAvoy's riding Forsaker.
Yep.
Sorry, but still, I mean, that's
Yep.
no great loss. But it's probably interesting because I imagine he had his choice.
Yep.
So he's the Tasmanian horse, obviously, great story, great record he's put together, but he's around $9-10, I think, and I think that's about right because he did a great job to win the Silver Eagle, the lead up, but you've got the horse that was one of the favourites in the Everest. You've got a Doncaster winner, you've got an Epsom winner. There is that much more depth in the race. And Forsaker ran a great race against the inevitable. Facing the same issue of greater depth, and she's drawn a bit awkwardly too.
Any thoughts on the betting in a big race like this? Do you think there'll be much movement tomorrow in the market as we get closer to race time?
Well, the things like the Manning ad could be interesting. If Acadia Queen's showing signs that she's not at her top, then they will settle on something else, be it Colding or Classic Legend or something. They will. If she drifts, then they'll come from. I would imagine Colding, but on the other hand, if she looks primed, she could be starting $3 or shorter.
Sure. And you mentioned probably the best of the support races is called a support race, $1 million sprint. The Redzel Stakes. Another interesting one, which is another brand new race.
Yep.
Parada is top of the market at $2.90 and has been pretty solid at the $2.90.
Yep.
Have you had a good look at the race and what are you
I have.
thinking?
Interesting race, set weights and penalties, not weight for age, but yeah, there's still plenty of horses that are poorly weighted and unsuited, even under those conditions, rather than weight for age. I'm with the market. I think Pure Ardor and Trekking are certainly the two to beat. I'm going to lean to Trekking. I've actually got him favourite.
Right.
I think one of the reasons Pure Ardor is favourite will be SP profile, because they raced each other in the Everest, and Pure Ardor was around $7 and Trekking was around 31.
Yep.
So you'd say, well, just on that, obviously the market perception is that Pure Ardor's a significantly better horse than Trekking, but Trekking's been a real improver his last two preps. I thought he was out of his depth in the Everest. He ran a great race. Pure Ardor had a bit of traffic, but Trekking ran past him.
Yeah.
And you look at his last prep, he progressed to winning a Stradbroke at 1400, so the extra 100 up to 1300 is going to be ideal.
Yep.
It's no problem for Pure Ardor either, but it's certainly a plus for Trekking. And barrier 90, he'll be mid-back, he likes to get back. There's not mad speed here, which you would think at first glance means that's a negative, but for a horse with a turn of foot like him, and stablemate deprives in the same boat, accelerating off a soft speed, it's a real plus for horses like that. You know, they shouldn't be too far off the lead is the other thing.
Yep. They
don't have to chase to get into the race. They can just, horses like that can accelerate off a standing start, so to speak, to be closer in the run and not have to be off the bit chasing to get into the race is a definite advantage, and I think they can both run well. Definitely leaning to Trekking.
Yep.
Pure Ardor, just so well placed in this race, with 58.5 thrown in really. Can see why it's favourite. I'm just leaning to the other one.
Yeah.
It's certainly a great chance, and of the rest, I think Deprive's next best, just because of that acceleration factor.
Yeah, they've got Deprive and Home of the Braves, so another pretty strong hand for Godolphin.
Yeah, I think Home of the Braves is a wet tracker.
Yep.
I wanted to give him a chance last start in the Sydney Stakes, I think it was, and he just seemed to get the lead easy enough. Well, I know he was taken on a bit, but he did carve up a bit late, and just going through the form last night, he always peaks, certainly in Australia, have been on soft ground.
Yep. Yeah, it's interesting because he's been backed in early markets. He's come from 15 into 12. So
yeah, well, I think that might be partly due to the fact there's not much speed in the race, and he's one of those that will go forward. So 15. Yeah, you make the case that was overs, but I think there are others ahead of him for sure.
Oh, if you're not keen, hopefully he keeps coming in, and we'll find
back something else. Yeah.
Yeah. So very interesting race. The Golden Eagle, and perhaps a bit of value at the top with Trekking in the Redzel. So thanks for your time today, Mark, and all the best tomorrow.
Thanks very much.